Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last part, the focus was very much on trying to sort out my farming, and I think I've got there, because what I've actually done is we've completed this agro farm here, and what I've done is I've been letting the money build up so that I can actually put some equipment in here. We don't really have all the equipment I would like. In fact, I wouldn't mind another covered hole truck in here. We got the money for it. I think we're just gonna buy. I've got a couple of small trucks in here, but they're really for my selling of fuel and clothes. So I think we'll try and get a pretty big one. That's 3.6. That's 9.6. I think the one on this one here is 10. So we're just gonna buy you, and we're gonna. Where was I gonna assign you to? Oh yeah, I'm gonna assign you to the farm. So what I've done is I've got the equipment I think to be able to do the small fields around here, and what I've also done is set up the fairly standard 4-4-4 configuration here. And what it is it's 4 covered holes, 4 combines, and 4 tractors. You can see I built a new tractor there. And then what I've actually done is set this distribution area up to gather crops from fields and to deliver the crops to here, and I think also to this silo. So what the idea is these 3 trucks here will support the gathering of the crops. And what I've also done is built another distribution center here, which if I show you through here, is also set up to support collecting from fields. But what it's currently doing at the moment is taking the crops from these silos and transferring them to here to keep the production going. I don't think I'm going to get all the crops to get me right through to August. I mean, we've got, what, 4 months of the year to go. Got piles of fuel though, so I could sell some fuel. Now, since the end of the last video, I've made a couple of changes because I've been really looking hard at this area here. In fact, I spent about half an hour quite literally looking at this, considering different options, and I think I need a little bit of redesign in this area. But just to show you what I've done is I've moved the fire station away from here up to here, and I've also planned out a couple of apartment blocks up here as well, because what I've realized is that I'm going to be putting my steel works here and factories, and these apartment blocks are probably getting a little bit too close from a pollution point of view. In fact, I wouldn't mind putting in a pollution monitor. Actually, I think I'll do that while I'm thinking about it. I think if we can... This doesn't need power, does it? Well, it needs a little bit of power. I think if we can just tuck that in there. Because we're just coming out of winter now. And we'll just assign this to these offices here. And this is basically what I've been waiting for, is so that I can actually see the ground. So what I want to do now is think about restructuring this area, working on this area here. Now, this can get a bit intense, and what I do recommend is, and I know some people are a bit purist, will say it's not really right, that is, if you're really planning something in detail, pause the game like that, because otherwise what will happen is the rest of the economy will get away from you, and before you know it, your economy is collapsing because you're totally focused on this area here. And that's why I'm only going to leave the game paused, I think, because the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this heating there, and I'm going to get rid of the fire station here. We're just going to do that. And that clears out this area here. Okay, just let that. Just gonna let the game run so that I can get rid of that. And then what we're gonna do is trim out this here. I know some of you are probably thinking he's mad. He's just destroyed everything he's built, but sometimes that is necessary. Actually, nah, cancel. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Never mind. Because what I'm thinking is, I'll take that out. I think I'm going to leave that bit there because I might need that, because what I've actually been thinking is, let's get rid of that, is, well, probably to explain it best, is I want to have my steelworks over here. I was trying to work out a way up through this ravine to get to the coal field, which is up here. So if I come to here, you can see I've got a really great position for a coal field. But it's, I mean, I can put a coal field here and it's going to be give me a lot of good stuff, but I think getting this connected down to what my steel mill would want would be very difficult. So what I'm actually thinking is to literally have all my coal mines supplied by this road up through here. And effectively what I'm going to do is as the economy grows, we're going to bring more and more coal mines onto here, bring them down into this coal processing plants. And what I might do is, if I show you, I think I've got there. So we got conveyor connections here. So we could take out a conveyor there. In fact, I don't really like that road. So we're going to take this road out. I mean, there's no loss here at the moment because none of that is actually built. So what I'm going to do is take that road out, and what I want to do is, this is a coal processing plant. So what I'd like is another coal processing plant. Probably this is going to have to go right out around here, isn't it? There's the input that way, so we'd have to come that way. And the connection is going to be a little bit out there, but I think we can do it. So what I'm thinking is a third coal processing plant here, and hopefully, I'm not sure what is that there. And what I want to do is get rid of you. And then what I'd like to do is put in conveyors. Wow. And I'm thinking is, actually, we could do this with the footpath one. So I have one there. Maybe we can do this one with the road. And then we'll hook you up. It's going to be a little bit messy. I don't think I can do it with I think the angle will be too sharp for, yep. It would be really great if there was a mod that actually allowed to have 2 into 1 instead of 3 into 1. And we'll put that there. What I'm thinking is a road out like that. We're going to bring this road up here. Oops. Then we're going to connect this road through to here. And then we're going to connect you up to there like that. So rather than having this long road round here, we'll have this here. That should actually make it easier for the fire trucks to get here as well. And then what we can do is take you out that way and hook you up to there. And what I need to do now is get a connection over here. So hopefully this is going to work. Okay, we're gonna have to do we should be able to get that connected. It's lost the connection. Okay. This is annoying. There is one way I can do this. I should be able to do it. I take out that section there. Road crossing. Okay, we need a bit more space. So we'll just take that back. That's it. Ha! Had the road the wrong way round. Okay, we're gonna have to trim this back a bit. This might get a little bit messy. Okay. That will connect. I want to get this as far forward as possible. Like that. That should connect to there. And then what we should be able to do is you can connect it. That should connect to there. And that should eventually connect through to there. We'll just accept that there. So that brings in a third coal processing plant, which will then feed into this one here. I mean, I'm not going to build all these at once. This is really long range planning. So, and then the idea is that if I take out this one here, and then again, oops, don't want that. I'm going to come in here. What I'm thinking is to have this one build this here, and then hopefully we will get footpath will come out from here. Okay, that's no good. Okay, let's just get rid of you. I get a bit more angle on this. Let me just take this out. I'd like a little bit more of an angle. Maybe if we push it up a little bit that way towards the coal mine. Oops. Let's get this here. Maybe if I can push it that way a bit, like that, I'll be able to get a footpath out of here. That's a bit better. Just have to be a little bit creative from that point of view. And then what we're going to do now is push out to here. Right, you're not connected to a road, so actually, can we do this in one go? Yeah, we can. So we can put this. Do that, please. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is get a road down from here, which is going to be fun. We'll go for a mud road here. Where's the road then? Oh, footpath, that is. So that's good. We'll just level this up a little bit. We're not going to get down in here, are we? Didn't really want to do this, but we're going to have to take out this bit of road here. And what we're going to have to do is just lower the terrain here. Actually, seeing I'm here, put the wireframe on a bit. Yeah, this is still a very steep angle there. Let's see if we can plan this. Ah, okay. I've messed up the whole lot now. Take you out. Oh, this is one of the fun elements of the game. Push this down. Get rid of that bump there. You can probably see now what I mean by pausing the game, that if you had the game running and you were trying to do fiddly tasks like this, it would make life very difficult. Right, let's just bring you across the top there, and you come up through to there. Okay. I've just had a thought. If I can get this road here, that's not going to connect, is it? Because what I was thinking is a bus station, say about here, not built due to infrastructure. Okay, let's take that road away, that way. If we can get a small, okay. If we get the bus stop here, now it's bringing the ground up. Now it's going to come here. Yep. So we'd have to lift this area a little bit. And now that will connect. That will connect. And what I can't do is get off of here. So I have to just trim you back a bit. If we can drop this terrain here. I think if I can keep dropping the terrain down, actually just trim you back to about there. And just move up here. Will that work? I think if we can keep everything green, just this last little bit here, there's a bump there. Let me just trim this back a bit, like that. Actually, if I come, okay, just trim you down. Actually, just raise the terrain a little bit here. If we can lift that up a little bit, like, oops, that will come there. Still can't get off this angle here. Oh, we got a little bit of a break there. Wow. I even got a bus stop in as a bonus. And hopefully I should be able to, yeah, halfway down here somewhere like that. Yep. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Never mind, I can sort that out later on. So I've got my 3 coal mines up here. Let's turn the wireframe off. I've got my 3 coal mines up here, which eventually I can get in. They will be feeding down to the processing plant here. And what I'm thinking is to move the big heating plant up to about here. I want it in range of it. And thinking is, zoom in a bit. So what I'm thinking is large heating plant here. So we're just going to get that in. So we've got a heating plant there. Now comes the fun bit. What we're going to do is we're going to come back to here. And I think we could probably do this with... and what I would like to do is get you far over as this. And you're going to have to come up like that. In fact, you're going to have to be a road, aren't you? because that's a footpath and this would be the next step. So we might actually be able to use that road that was for the fire station. So let's connect that in. Do this as we go. What's in the way? What's in the way? Understand what it's. Okay, maybe if we take this. What's that there? Remove view. Maybe if we do this a different way. Maybe if I can. Maybe not push it so far forward. Right, so we can go something like that. And then. I don't understand what is causing the connection problem. Okay. Just have to go in that way. And it's probably these cables. So we've now got this connection to here. And then what we can do is back to here. I think we'll go for another road one here. And that's still within the power connection. We can push this out. That puts you within 2 power connections. That's even better. Oops. Can't build due to infrastructure. Okay. Let's put a road in again. And I think there's power lines in here somewhere. Is there? I'm sure there's power lines in here. Yeah, they just flicked. There they are. So I need to get rid of those temporarily. And we'll just set that road there. And this is very much something you need to do. How far can we get that? So, oops. Right, this one's gonna have to go back to a road. I can't just get over that road. That's annoying. I want a road, please. Okay. So you're gonna have to come in about there. And oh, great. Well, we can squeeze that in there, and we'll put a footpath. I mean, these are strictly construction, so it's not like we're going to be using them extensively. Now, we're probably going to need a. So this is a road, and what we're going to do is. Oh, we might be able to do it in one go. So let me just. That's the road. That's got a connection that both sides. What I want to do is just tilt this a little bit. So that will come there. And that will connect to the heating plant. Okay, I'm just going to bring you down to there. So what we've got now is a very long conveyor that comes out here. And I know some of you are probably thinking, why build a conveyor this long just to supply a heating plant? Well, the method is that we're going to have a steel plant here. So what I'm thinking is I need to get rid of this. So we're just going to get rid of you. Oops, the game's been running again. We just make sure everything is okay. As I say, when you get really wrapped up into designing things, the game can get away from you. Before you realize it, your population has collapsed and everybody's leaving. Well, we got 3,700. So it looks like our tractors are doing a pretty grand job out here. And considering it's the end of March, and of course we've got our other tractors over here. In fact, they seem to be doing a bit better than... But then these guys have got the small fields mechanisms. So these guys are still sowing. So far so good. Famous last words. Right, so back over here. What I'm going to do is get rid of this. I know in the, I think it was the last video I was talking about this as design, but I'm going to need to rework this now. In fact, we're probably have to do a lot of reworking here based on what on the way I'm thinking now. Let's get rid of this road as well. That can come out. And just to give you an idea of what I'm up to, if I come here, we've got a steel mill. What I'm thinking is a steel mill about here. I'll just put it in position just as a bit of a guideline for what I want to do. So the steel mill there, we're probably gonna have to level this area here, and then we got our heating plant here, and then construction. What I'm thinking is large aggregate, say about here. So we'll just put a large aggregate storage in here. This will be the storage for the coal for the steel mill. So we'll just put this in here. So nearly there. So I'm just going to put you there. And what I should be able to do now, this up here was a footpath, wasn't it? So, this could be interesting. Because this one is going to have to be a road, and the road means that we can do this in one go, so we might be able to get away with a footpath connection here. If I can, come on game, you can do it. So I can put footpath connection there, because this will have a road connection, which means it will allow me to build back to this one, and this one will have a road connection from that direction. I think this is looking good. Problem now is I've got to get a footpath down off of here, which is probably pretty good. I think we'll just drop you in there. I mean, this is the heating plant, which we're going to need to connect up as well. So do this one with asphalt. Hopefully. So we have an asphalt road there. And what we'll probably have here is a bus station. I don't want an inline bus station here. Now, next thing I want, we got this as a marker. Now we got to get across the road from here. So let me just get back to... Let me just do it with ordinary for the moment. So fine. Yeah. I know I've just built this road and it's going to be a bit annoying to have to take it apart, but I think this would be a bit more efficient. And what we want is the road crossing here. Actually, I'm going to like to go back this way a little bit. I think doing this now will just give really big benefits in the pod. I mean, if I've got to move the road, I've got to move the road. That's all there is to it. Because I think if I can get this sorted out now... okay, let's just zoom out a bit. Need to flatten terrain. So if we can just get that there, and then just hook this back in like that, and like that. And what that means, and of course I'm gonna have to build this, but it means that because I've got this terminal here, This doesn't have to be the final placing for the steel mill. In fact, I'm going to get rid of it now. Because what I need to do now is we know the steel mills are going to be roughly there. And now the next bit is going to be interesting because what I'm... See, let me just see. We've got iron ore out there, so that's a bit far away. But what I'm kind of half thinking is that if I can get an iron ore processing plant, say about there, and then maybe build it about here, and then what we can do is do the ore processing plant. And in fact, what we probably need is a storage yard here, the ore processing plant back about here, and another one. And then what I'm thinking is something like this over here. So that what we can do is then connect this up. So once we get the rail line working, we will be... the game's crashed. Another top tip, when you are planning out really large scale operations like this, save the game regularly. So what we're going to have to do is just... In fact, that might give me an opportunity to reassess this area here. Yeah, I think we can still put back in the large aggregate store. And maybe I think I'm going to just push this back a little bit further, like that. See how far back against the mountain we can get it. So we're just going to push this back again. Maybe slightly angle it, like that. Actually, I think what we're going to do is change the approach a little bit. Let's just put in the road here first. Put the aggregate road in there, so, because that means that I can see where this road is, and it means I should be able to squeeze this in a little bit more this way, like that. We're just going to put this in. So we got that there, and hopefully that will shorten the connection between these two conveyors. What was the one I was using? This one, wasn't it? Ah, I haven't put this in yet. It was this one, wasn't it? So we're going to push this as far out as we can, like that. And then we're we'll just push this one here like that, and then we'll connect these in with footpaths. So you can come down to there, and what should happen... and you should be able to come down there like that. So we've now got this connected up. Actually, what am I doing? Why did I put that in? That was a bit of a gaff. Oh, we've got buildings on fire. Where are you? You gotta be kidding me. Come, fire crews. Get over here. Well, it took them a little bit to get going. I think the problem was that the truck was delivering here was effectively causing a problem. So yeah, that was a pretty close run thing. Okay, back to what I was doing. Yeah, I messed this up, didn't I? So back to what I was doing. Let me just get remove. And then I don't need that, I just need this, don't I? That's better. And I can actually do this in one span. Let me just see if I can do this. Oh, we got rid of the fire. I don't think it will because it's the angle that I've got here, isn't it? I mean, we'll give it a go. Let's just get rid of you. I mean, it'd be good to be able to do this in one go. It's just not quite there, is it? So we have to do it like that, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Oh, you can come there. What we can do is just bring you down here for the moment, just prove that you can actually do it, but we won't connect that up. So we're back where we started, well, nearly back where we started, because what I've got to do now is take out this section of road here, and we'll just put the road crossing, oops, like that. And of course, one of the advantages of using these road crossings is that, just to show you, look you there. Actually, that's actually connected quite well, so we've only got to do one bit of tarmac. The nice thing about these road crossings is the fact that if I do this, you can quite literally run back parallel to the road like that. So, what I'm going to do is just drop a save. Where's this one? Oh, this should be okay. It's right in the heart of my main city, well within range of the fire station trucks. So we've now got this area here up and running, or sorted, and kind of part of me says, do I need to take this out? Or actually, let's just come here. Steel mill. Wow, this is big. Maybe we can just get a little bit of extra space from say like that, and then how far away is that? Yeah, actually that might be a good connection, like that. Actually, let's just go in a little bit further, like that, and then I'll just connect you up with, it's going to be asphalt as well. We've got a steel mill here. It's a bit of an angle. I think what we'll do is we'll finish the rest of the complex on this side, just to get a feel for what I want over this side. So what I want is a large open store. That's on the wrong side though. I want to be able to export the steel. Actually, why does it have to be that way? It can be that way, can't it? Because we can put a road across the back and we can sort the road structure out. So what I'm thinking is put that there, and then what is a, wow, that's big. Then what we're going to have here, if I can just angle it a little bit, is we're going to have the, actually if I leave enough space, let's just put a bus station in. I think we'll put a small bus platform in like this. So we'll put a bus platform in, say about here, close to the road as possible, like that. And we're it's electronics. Was now it's mechanical components. That's exactly what I want. I want you connected to there. I want you connected directly to the steel mill. I want you. Well, we can cancel the link to the steel mill, and then the road comes out that way. So let's turn that round. That's better. I think that will fit better. Actually, we can make it look a little bit neater by doing something like that. So we'll have our component plant there. So the idea is we'll make the steel here. We will then store the steel in there. This will be the component plant, and then off of this we will have a say a warehouse like this. Everything's getting a little bit on a big scale now. I think this is very much what this game's about. It can get on a pretty epic scale once you get sorted out. Well, we'll just put that there. We need to make sure that we can get a road out here. Yep. Okay. So I think you can just take you straight north and bring you there. And what we'll probably do is bring a road through here and connect up the warehouse there. Oops, the game's running again. Oh, I'm making money, if nothing else. In fact, actually, let's just trim this back a bit. Because we're going to need to have a road connection here. Now, what I'm thinking is that we're going to want to import steel from here. So what we're going to need is some rail complexes eventually, or export steel. So what I'm thinking is come out here, and that's that one line there. So what I'll do is strike. Oops, don't want that. I hate it when the game does this. Okay, we've got to come in the other way so that it actually does that. And then what we'll do is run you to about there and into there. So what that will do is allow me to ship steel in different directions, and probably eventually we'll put a link that way as well. But more importantly, it will allow that once we've got the rail line built, we can export steel, should we ever make enough steel to justify that. Right, the next thing I need to do is drop a save. Right. Now, so we've got the coal supply here, and we got to put power in as well, and the power connection is here. So we're gonna have to think about where we're gonna put our power supply. Probably could have kept that. And the next thing I want is a large aggregate store. Can I get that up on there, or should I do a bit of smoothing? What's the smoothing options? Oops. I mean, part of me says go for a little bit of smoothing, just to make life a little bit easier in this area. So what we're going to do is just do this, and I'll be right back. I think this map is going to set a personal record for me for smoothing in this game. I think I've done more smoothing so far than any other game I've ever previously played. I've got a lot more to do if we're going to be able to get in some good sized cities. Large aggregate storage. Probably we're going to need that kind of tilted that way a bit, aren't we? Part of me says we come in this side. Maybe a little bit like that. Where's the road entrance? The road entrance is over there. That's good. So if I can get the aggregate storage in maybe a little bit closer, just to save a bit of money on the conveyors. So we got that there. We can get a road link out. Make sure the road connects. Oh. Yep. We'll make this asphalt because probably to start with, we'll probably be bringing the iron in to feed this while we build out the rest of the infrastructure. We got this here, and then the next thing we're going to go out to is an iron ore processing plant. Again, everything's on the wrong side. So, and we're going to have to, how are we going to get workers out here? My instinct is we got rail link there, and we got the input there. So what we might be able to do is just come out like this and put that there. Actually, just make that a bit bigger because we may want to take power lines between the two buildings. Of course, we're going to have to power this entire area. That's got that there. It'd be really nice to be able to get a road out through here. Well, actually, let's do it gravity wise. Not going to do it, is it? Nope. Well, so much for that idea. What we'll have to do is probably have another bus out here so we can control what's going to go. So we've now got this area here, and what we're going to need is another large aggregate store. We're going to put you in pretty close like that, but we'll leave enough space. Can we actually get a road under through here? Oh, you can get a road through there, yes. So, oops. We're going to have another large aggregate store here. The input's that way, so we're going to have to tilt this a little bit like that. I don't really want to supply anything to there. Actually, we could. Let me just... No. I'm just going to put a... Actually... I'm just going to put that in. Now, I've just had a bit of a crazy idea. Is that what I might be able to do is, if I keep the other conveyor, is that might give me the option to import the crude iron ore and then using the trains, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get to that point. So we've now got that there. I can guarantee you this road won't. Yes, it will. Wow. Okay. Okay, we'll take that. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we may be able to get an aggregate rail import area here, because obviously we're going to be bringing the iron ore in that direction. Where is it? There. I mean, it's a long way away, but there's a possibility that I could be able to bring in. Where is it? Train aggregate unloading. Wow. That's this. This is a problem here. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of you, and then gonna have to come out and just level this area off a bit more. This rate, I may even have to move the rail lines. You over here. Whoops, you're lifting the terrain. Right, so back to here. Coal mine. Where's the large aggregate storage? Of course, it's not going to connect up now. Oh, come on, game. You did. Ah, that's because that road's there. Now, I think I'm getting too far ahead of myself here. When we start the basic components, which is when we come to here. See, that outputs iron. So what we'll probably have to do is import iron first. Then we'll probably have to move up to iron ore once we get the other plant working to cut costs. But it's going to be a long time before we can actually import it in large amounts. I think I'm just getting way too ambitious. Famous last words. Something, actually, if I take these roads out, take you out there and you out there, back to here, large aggregate storage. See, that won't connect now. I think what I've done is I've changed the terrain to the point where it won't actually connect anymore. I think if we put that in about there. We got that there. And then we'll just go back to trains. Train aggregate unloading. And if I can get this right back, maybe can't build due to infrastructure. So let's get this in here. A little bit worried about that slope where the rat tracks are. This may not work that well. So we may have to do some adjustments. We're just going to have to do that there. Oops. Right, you can come out like that. And oops. I want to pick you up this, like that. You can come in there like that. And you can come in like that. I mean, it's going to be an absolute nightmare trying to build these rails manually. But that's a problem for the future. What we can do is build you out like that. Okay. We're going to have to do something about this track here. What it is it's got too much of an embankment here. So what we're going to have to do is take out this track here. And then take out a little bit, that bit there. And if I just do the straight... Too steep a descent. It went there before. I think the problem here is this section here. So if we take that back a little bit more and a bit more there, yeah, you can see the bump across the top here. So what we're gonna have to do is use the road to I'm just gonna use the road to take the top off this hill. Roads are quite good even when you're laying out tracks, because the advantage with roads is they're a bit wider than tracks. So when you're doing something like this, and you can shape in areas like this. If we just delete this back. Actually delete you back to about there. And what we can do is get you to just smooth in this area here like that. Cut through to there. You should cut through to there. And ideally what should happen now is, yeah, still too steep. It's this little bump along here. We just okay. It's this area here that's causing the problem. I do it with the road. Just okay. Oops. Take you out. Nope, I don't want that. Okay, we got like a double cutting here. I think what we're going to do is just cancel the rail tracks here. Cancel. Yes, this bit here needs to be kind of chopped away. So, just flatten this area down. Get rid of that area there. Just take you through to about there. If I start about here, we'll just chop this through to about there. That might be good enough. So we'll just have another crack at this. We'll probably have to. What I'll probably have to do is delete sections of this and rework some of this. But what I want to do is just see if I can get this in. It's still not perfect, but that comes in that way. Ideally, that will come in like that. And ha! I haven't got the connection that way now. I cancelled it, didn't I? So we'll just connect you up like that. And run you into that line there. It's going to be a little bit of a tight curve. So, although, to be honest, trains coming in this way aren't going to be massively long because I won't be able to afford it. Anyway, I think we've now got my grand strategy worked out, and it's going to cost a lot of money to get all this up and running, and we're going to have to do this in stages, and we're certainly going to need the city built up here. We're probably going to have to get rid of these office blocks, and what we're going to have to do is push the city out this way, and because I've got rid of the heating plant over here, we might be able to bring the city a little bit further out this way. And what we'll have to do is get some high density housing in here, and well, we'll probably have to put a pollution monitor in there. I think I've already put one in here. You can see the I don't know how far does this go. Actually gives me pretty good coverage, so maybe I don't need a pollution monitor. So what we'll have to do is try and get a big area of separation. So we'll probably have to get rid of this block here. Whoops. This one here. And this one. And this one. Why do I keep pausing the game for? Maybe this one. So we have to kind of cut the city back to about here. And then build out this way, a little bit that way, a little bit that way. Actually, am I getting any pollution from the... Getting a little bit of pollution there, but I don't think it's going to be that great. Yeah. But I could try and compress all this up even more, but I'm not convinced it's going to work. I mean, the big polluting factor is going to be the mechanical component factory here, but well, we're just gonna have to live with it. If I'd be exactly the same as when I did the small city. If pollution comes out here, we'll just move the residents up here. We can always go up the hill here. Of course, I've got to redo the power lines, but this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And in the next part, we will start the giant task of actually putting all this together. But until then, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.